Captain Elias Ward, a human exploration officer stationed on a distant alien world. For 3 years, an alien princess named Saralith has followed him everywhere. She never speaks. She never shows emotion. She never explains why she stays. Other aliens fear her. Humans avoid her. Some believe she is cursed. Others believe she is watching Elias for a dark reason. Elias notices strange things. She stands guard while he sleeps. She steps between him and danger without hesitation. She bleeds blue blood defending him, yet says nothing. Flashbacks show first contact between humans and her empire. A brutal war where humans were expected to lose. The sudden disappearance of the alien royal family. Rumors spread. The princess was once proud, powerful, and deadly. She took a vow of silence after a terrible failure. Her voice is said to bring death or truth that destroys empires. Elias tries many times to speak to her. Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi, Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Captain Elias Ward first noticed her on the 37th day, after landing on Xiron 9. At first, he thought she was just another shadow between the tall crystal towers of the alien city. Xiron 9 was full of strange shapes and quiet watchers. Many aliens moved without sound. Many stared too long at humans. But she was different. She did not blink when Elias looked at her. She did not move when others passed. She simply stood there, watching. She was tall, taller than most humans, with pale blue skin that shimmered under the twin suns. Long silver markings ran down her face like frozen tears. Her eyes were dark, deep, and heavy with something Elias could not name. She wore no armor, no weapon. Yet everyone around her kept their distance. Elias asked his local guide who she was. The guide's face turned tight with fear. "Do not speak of her," the guide whispered. "She is the silent princess." That was all he said. From that day on, she followed Elias. Not closely. Not openly. Always just far enough to be seen. When Elias walked through the market halls, she stood at the edge. When he trained with his unit, she watched from high stone balconies. When he returned to his quarters at night, her shadow stood still under the glowing street lights. She never spoke. Not once. At first, Elias thought it was coincidence. By the 3rd week, he knew it was not. Other humans noticed her too. Some laughed it off. Others were uneasy. A few asked Command to remove her. Command refused. She is not hostile, the reports said. She has made no threats. She has committed no crimes. Still, the feeling never left Elias. He was being watched. 3 years passed. 3 long years on Xiron 9. Wars were fought far away, borders changed, human ships came and went, but the silent princess stayed. Always watching Elias. He learned more through whispers. She was royalty. The last surviving princess of the Xiron Empire. Her family had ruled the stars before humans even left Earth. Then came the war. A war humans were supposed to lose. The Xiron Empire had fleets older than human history, weapons that bent space, shields that laughed at human firepower. Yet the war ended suddenly. No victory celebrations. No surrender broadcast. Just silence. The empire collapsed. And the princess stopped speaking. Some said she took a vow. Some said her voice was cursed. Some said the last time she spoke, an entire world burned. No one knew the truth. No one dared ask. Except Elias. One night, Elias finally turned to face her. Rain fell from the violet sky, washing the streets in soft light. The city was quiet, as it always was after dark. Elias stopped walking and turned around slowly. She stood behind him, unmoving. "Why do you follow me?" he asked. His voice echoed softly between crystal walls. She did not answer. Her eyes met his. For a moment, Elias felt something press against his chest. Not force, not fear. Pain. Deep old pain. "You don't have to talk," Elias said, lowering his voice. "Just tell me with a sign, a reason." She raised her hand slightly, then lowered it again. Silence. Elias exhaled slowly. "All right," he said, "then keep your secrets." He turned away. She followed. Months passed, danger came more often. Zyron 9 was peaceful on the surface, but many still hated humans. Old soldiers, broken houses, lost honor. One night Elias was ambushed. Plasma fire exploded from the shadows. His shield failed. He fell hard against the stone floor. Before Elias could react, a figure moved. Fast. Too fast. The silent princess stepped between him and the attackers. She raised her bare hand. Energy formed around her fingers, ancient, glowing, alive. The attackers froze, then fled in fear. Elias stared at her, stunned. "You could have done that before," he said. She turned her head slightly, as if ashamed. Blue blood ran from a wound on her arm. She was hurt. Elias reached out without thinking and tore a strip from his uniform to wrap the wound. She watched him closely as he did. Her eyes softened. Still, she said nothing. After that night, Elias understood something important. She was not guarding the city. She was guarding him. She stood outside his quarters when he slept. She positioned herself near exits during meetings. She watched the skis when human ships landed. She was always there. Silent. Loyal. Broken. Elias began to speak to her anyway. He talked about Earth. About oceans and rain that never glowed. About music and laughter and things humans lost during war. She listened. Sometimes her fingers trembled. Sometimes her eyes closed just for a second. Once he thought he saw tears. But still no words. Everything changed on the day of the mission. Command ordered Elias beyond safe space, a long-range scan near Dead Star territory, risky, unstable, dangerous. The princess followed him to the launch platform. This was new. She had never come this far. Elias turned to her as the engines warmed. "I'll be back," he said gently. "You don't have to wait." She stepped closer. For the first time in 3 years, she touched him. Her hand rested against his chest. He felt a pulse. Strong, ancient, alive. Her lips parted slightly. Elias held his breath. Then nothing. She pulled her hand away. He boarded the ship. The mission failed. A shockwave tore through space. Systems died. Communication vanished. Elias' ship drifted powerless near enemy territory. Alarm screamed. Multiple hostile signatures approached. Elias prepared for the end. Then his sensors detected something impossible. A single figure in space. No suit. No ship. The silent princess. She floated toward his vessel, eyes burning with fear and resolve. Enemy ships surrounded them. Weapons locked. She placed her hand against the hull. Her mouth opened. For the first time. She was about to speak. Space was silent. Captain Elias Ward floated inside his damaged ship, alarms flickering weak red light across the cockpit. Power was almost gone. Life support was fading. Outside the cracked viewport, enemy ships closed in slowly, like hunters enjoying the wait. Then he saw her. She drifted through space without a suit, without fear. The silent princess. Her long silver markings glowed softly against the dark stars. Her eyes were locked on his ship, on him. Elias could not breathe. "No," he whispered, "this isn't possible." No being could survive open space like that. No technology he knew could explain it. Enemy ships surrounded her, weapons charged, target locks screamed warnings. She did not look at them. She placed her hand on the hull of Elias' ship. Her fingers spread gently, as if touching something fragile. Her lips trembled. For 3 years she had followed him in silence. Now she inhaled. And she spoke. Her voice was not loud. It was not angry. It was calm, clear, ancient. "Humans were never meant to kneel," she said. "They were meant to inherit the stars." The universe seemed to stop. Light exploded across space, not fire, not destruction, but control. Symbols older than any human language burned into existence around her. Invisible systems awakened. Ancient machines buried between dimensions came alive. Every enemy ship froze. Weapons shut down. Engines died. Shields collapsed like dust. Across the sector, alarms screamed in alien languages. Then silence returned. Elias stared through the viewport, unable to move. "What did you just do?" he whispered. She turned her head toward him. For the first time since he met her, she smiled. Not a royal smile. A tired one. She entered the ship as if gravity still existed. Hull damage sealed behind her, responding to her presence. Systems rebooted slowly, carefully, like they recognized her. Elias unstrapped himself, legs weak. "You can speak," he said. "All this time you could speak." She nodded. "I chose not to." Her voice carried weight. Every word felt important. "Why?" Elias asked. "Why follow me? Why stay silent for years?" She looked away. "Because my voice ends empires," she said softly. Elias waited. She continued. She was the last royal of the Zyran Empire. Her people ruled through an ancient system called the Star Accord, a network of machines that obeyed only one thing: royal command. Her voice was the key. During the war, the Zyran leaders saw humanity as weak, too emotional, too divided, easy to control. They were wrong. Humans fought not to conquer, but to protect. They shielded civilians, saved enemy children, refused weapons that could destroy stars. The Zyran High Council feared that. Humans were dangerous, the princess said, not because of strength but because of choice. So the council planned to erase humanity. She refused. She spoke against them. The empire turned on itself. Worlds burned, fleets fell, trust shattered. To stop the destruction, she used her voice once more, ending her own empire forever. And when it was done, she said, I vowed never to speak again. Elias felt his chest tighten. Then why now? She looked at him. Because they came for you, she said, and because the stars chose humanity. The enemy fleets slowly powered down and retreated. Across known space, ancient systems shifted control. Not to the princess, but to humanity. Human command received the signal seconds later. Shock spread through every channel. No one understood what happened, only that the universe had changed. Back on Zyran 9, alien leaders knelt. Not in fear, in respect. Elias returned to the surface with her beside him. Not following, walking. In the great council chamber, leaders from dozens of species waited. Some hated humans, some feared them, all were silent. The princess stepped forward. I speak now, she said, so I may never need to speak again. She declared the Star Accord transferred. Humanity was named guardian species. Not rulers, protectors, keepers of balance. Elias spoke for humanity. We do not want thrones, he said. We want peace. The chamber remained silent. Then one by one, alien leaders bowed. Later, as twin suns set over Xiron 9, Elias stood on a balcony. She joined him. "What will you do now?" he asked. She looked at the stars. "For the first time," she said, "I choose my own path." She turned to him. "And you?" Elias smiled. "We'll try to be worthy." She nodded. No longer silent. No longer alone. Together they watched the stars, knowing humanity would never kneel again. Final line outro. She avoided one sentence for years. Because once spoken, humanity inherited the stars.